this madness rolling.
Hello, YouTube. Today, we're telling another story. Another story. Like The Kid in the Glaciers, The Girl with Burning Dreams, and what was the other one called again? Alright, Dead End Data. Now, today's story, well, as you saw in the title, is known as The Lost Twins. No, no one knows their actual names. They were lost a long time ago. These two twins, though, got along great. They were from an orphanage and they always stood together alongside their other friends of theirs. Their 5 friends that they have. They were a great group, always happy and smiling. But then, tragedy struck. One by one, their friends disappeared. Until one night when they were walking, they are lost, if I remember correctly, 3 of their friends. And the 2 of them were just walking along, hoping to keep each other alive and not lose any more people they care about. Their caretaker was already worried enough of losing more. No one knows what happened to them, but also a specific family that involves this orphanage that they were from were known as the Amelians. And several of their children disappeared too, but they didn't seem to care as much. Now, if I remember correctly, what happened next was unexpected. When one of the Amelians, their son Amulek Amelian, he was wandering around the street of Amber as usual, the street where he made the twins disappear. You see, unlike all the other Amelians, he tortured the children of the orphanage for fun. Only one of the Amelians didn't, but he was one other ones just there for fun. The others had odd reasons, but he just enjoyed seeing people suffer, screaming, begging for mercy, like people's lives were a game. And so, when he was walking along the street, he saw pairs of 2 different eye sets on him that he thought he would never see again. It was the eyes of the 2 twins, and he knew their names well. All the other townspeople forgot their names, including the people of the orphanage, because he made them forget by using one of his brother's inventions, but he remembered clear as day. It was the twin brothers, the twin brother and sister, My tongue slipped up there, but in this cold place, people would slip up. I'm surprised the Kid of the Glaciers doesn't. If you want to know more about him, I'll leave a link to the description. But anyway, the names were Ruby and Jake. No wait, no, not Jake. What? I'm having a rough time recalling. The sister was Ruby, but what was the brother's name? What could it be? It was Ruby. Think. What was the brother's name? What was it? This is hard. Alright. Strike. His name was Strike. Strike and Ruby. He was surprised to see those 2 again, because he certain they were dead. But they were not. Clear as day. They had boar blades on their feet for some reason. And also, their clothes were tattered and torn, like the day he ended them. and their bodies though were different. Their bodies were covered in, well, we couldn't exactly explain it. Looked like crystal shards, like their bodies glimmering in the night, but like their bodies were turned to partly crystal, like they were crystallized from the deep beneath the earth, and they were shiny like gems, parts of their body. But their eyes are what disturbed him the most. The sister Ruby with her hair, it was no longer its usual brown like her brother. It was glimmering red, shiny like a ruby, just like her name. But her eyes is what creeped him the most. It looked like they looked like big, humongous swirls of hypnotism, of color, red and black, and the cocky smile she had, as her hair was tied in a ponytail for an odd reason, smirking as she did. And her brother was an interesting one. His hair was shiny blue, shining like her sister's, but his eyes were different. They were like X's across them, but the color, if I remember correctly, was also blue. But the other part of his eyes were also black. Both hatred and maniacal laughter was being put out by these two. Also, they said these words: "We discovered your family's secret that you kept from us in the orphanage," they both said at the same time. His spine was chilled at their evil voices, sounding like monstrosities born from the cruelty of others. He realized what secret they were speaking of. He realized that his family, well, they would be in trouble, but he had to figure out a way to cover up his part in it. He said, "Well, I most likely didn't have any involvement in it, 'cause I don't know what you're talking about." But they knew he was lying. Their family was a lot of the cause of their pain, and at a young age, that boy was doing harsh things. Amalek was doing very, very harsh things at a young age. And so when they laughed, they started rushing at him at high speeds, with their lower blades even faster than normal people on them. He was terrified and started running the other direction. He realized he heard stories about these two actually on this street. And so when he remembered, he said they only popped up in front of people during the night and on only Amber Street, and he knew sunrise was coming. So he knew all he had to do was run off the street or make it until sunrise. And he almost got off Amber Street, but they cornered him at the park where he put them down. And so, with their smiling faces and creepy, hippie faces, they make him disappeared, and that was the last people heard of him. They never found the body, and the reason that people knew about this because his camera, which he was recording with, was left behind. But a note was left behind by the twins as well, because they apparently wanted people to know they disappeared. They said, "We were never related. They lied to us." And now everyone in the town realized that these two, as long as most likely everyone else in that orphanage, were used by the Million family. Everyone knew not to trust them then, but they wondered what evil things and cruelty was happening to Mr. Amulet. Well, let me say this. Let's just say he's getting a taste of his own treatment as he treated others. And now that there's more to be told about this orphanage, as well as people who survived from it, and tragedies that happened in this town. But I think that's a story. I think I'll continue another day. But now the twins wander the streets, preventing the millions from doing any more harm to the best of their abilities. And also, if you hear their laughter, well, if you're an ally of the millions, you better start running. Anyway, this is Crazy Boy. If you like, subscribe, hit that button for my latest videos. Comment down below what you think. And also, if you like these stories and like me continue the rest and tell more, let me know. Also, I'll be leaving links to other horror story videos. I know one of them I might have to retell. Comment down below what you think. And it's then there. Here's the one I'm speaking of. And also, I have other 2 links in the description. Go and find out what they are. Anyway, it's Crazy Boy. And I'm out of here.